back, folks. It's Sarcasm Speaks. It's Jared and Bob and Jones today. Jones is back to back, and we're not even recording back to back. This is a couple days later for us. This will be shit. I think this is coming out in 2 weeks.
Who the hell
I
even
don't know.
knows?
We've just recorded I don't know, probably 7 episodes in the last 8 days. Potentially, roughly, something along those lines.
Don't even know. We had to get ahead. No, we're just still in the process of getting ahead.
Yeah, this episode will put us far enough ahead so that when I get back from Hawaii, we're back on normal schedule. So the Tuesday night,
which is like Tuesday, November 2nd or something.
Yeah, yeah. We're in this is like the twilight zone of like listenership, where like we've recorded so many episodes and we talk, and like the people that listen have no fucking idea of when they actually get recorded. I think today's episode that came out was the one where we talked about aliens and time travel. That's the one. Okay. That's the one that came out today, and we did that like 2 weeks ago, a week and a half ago. I don't
even know.
So
I don't know anything,
and it's going to be even longer ago by the time people actually hear this episode.
I'm just an idiot. I like dates and time and numbers.
That's why it's sometimes part of it is I talk too much anyway. But part of it is like we do shit like this where we batch record, right? So I do occasionally feel bad. So like shout out to like Nick and Mike and Sexy Chris, all friends of the show. They'll like reach out to me and like say something about the podcast. And sometimes, depending on like if we get caught in one of these weird recording schedules, sometimes I'm like, yeah, I don't quite remember saying that, but like it sounds like something I've probably said. And I just kind of have to go along with it. Like sometimes I actually do remember, right? But like I said, if we get caught in one of these weird time loops where we record a bunch of shows up front, and then like I say something, or one of us says something like fucking noteworthy or enough for someone to like say something to us.
I would say, when was the last time one of us said something noteworthy?
Never. But it's enough for like someone to actually like reach out and say something. It's like, yeah. I would say like 4 times out of 10, I have no idea what they're talking about. I think it's a solid like 60-40 split that like I do know what's going on, but at least a good 40% of the time I'm like, yeah, sure. Yeah, I think I said that.
I think the only thing that would help me out is this is where I get most of my news. So it's like if someone asks me like, oh, hey, what about time travel? Because you just mentioned it.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, yeah, no, it's like kind of weird. Like, actually, I was talking to my buddies about this not that long ago, where it's like, you don't really actually like go back. Like it's all fucking fucked up. But it's like, I never would have thought about that, heard about it, read about it, watched a video about it. I wouldn't have done anything regarding that. Outside of watching Endgame,
right?
If it wasn't for being on this,
yeah, just these conversations are what I do. That shit all the time. I'm like, yeah, I was talking to my buddy about the other day about this, and then like I just say it, but like it's the same thing. Like it's not a thought that I would have normally had if I was just like sitting around. But because even we like flush through ideas here.
But even when you pull news, like you have to read it first. Right. And then present it here.
Right.
Whereas I never would have even read the news because I try not to do anything with the news.
Yeah. I try and keep it to a minimum.
I don't like people who know what's going on. Yeah, but like all you do, you just pull like your daily digest from your email or whatever. Like that's what I mean. Like that's
the extent of it.
But like I can't even do that. Like all my news comes from Twitter. So the only reason I know what's going on with like sports betting is because some guy like live tweeted basically, which nothing's happening with sports betting.
Yeah.
I think Maryland's doing something stupid too, but
yeah. So
legalization of weed on the ballot in November. So I'm looking forward to that.
Oh, that'll be nice.
Yeah. They're also saying like take 3 years for it to actually like have recreational dispensaries.
It took forever here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They passed it in 2016. I think the first one opened in like 2020, 2019.
No, it was
2020.
before the pandemic, but
Okay,
yeah.
so maybe 2019.
And it was few and far between, and now they pop up everywhere.
Yeah. Yeah, like at first, I think in 2019 there was like
Brookline,
4.
right?
Yeah, there was one in Brookline. There was 2 in Western Mass because, hippies.
Yeah.
And then there was one in like the North Shore somewhere, like Beverly, Hamilton, like that.
Oh,
area.
I think I played with someone who was like a GM at one of those stores when I went to Truro that one time.
Yeah.
It was like Georgetown or something.
Yeah, it is in Georgetown. Yeah. That was one of the first ones. I think it was. I think it was 4.
I met that dude in 2019.
Yeah. And then there was one, I think, in Taunton or Brockton. No, the one in Brockton has been around for a long time.
The one in Brockton was medicinal for a while.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then it switched.
And now they're fucking everywhere. Now there's one literally across the street from my house.
Yeah.
Like it's literally across the street.
It just takes them so fucking long.
Yeah.
And
But
even
anyway,
even like the sports betting thing, like they just cannot get out of their own fucking way. It's insane.
No, it's wild. And we said it here jokingly, but it's looking more and more real. We were like, yeah, July 10th, the dead zone of sports. That's when we'll pass. So it'll pass, and then we won't be able to bet on sports for like a week.
I do think they'll get it through before the Super Bowl, but that could be retail only though.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna say, have they like figured out what they're doing with mobile yet?
Bro, so the way it went today, so this is the status. Right now it's legal. Outside of like what are we gonna do about the lottery? How are we gonna make sure that the lottery still makes their money? Like, so outside of that bullshit, which is a fucking nothing point, there's 2 major issues right now. Number 1, we don't know what order we want to go in. There are 3 options. It can go retail, then, all can start at the exact same time. It could go retail, then all online, or it could go retail, tethered online, and untethered online. So the difference between tethered and untethered is if so BetMGM will be a tethered online sports book in Springfield because the casino is an MGM casino. They own the sports book.
It's an online app that's connected to a physical location.
So that's going to be considered tethered. And the 3 casinos get 2 tethered online books, and Raynham gets 1 and Suffolk Downs gets 1. The other 7 licenses are going to be all online. So now you may be thinking, how the fuck do you start some online books before other online books?
Right.
Exactly.
Are those like your DraftKings and like
exactly? Yep. So
well, DraftKings, I have a feeling that because DraftKings is from Boston, they might get it tethered. Like they might pay to get tethered to like Suffolk Downs. You know what I mean?
So
like
that's what's but yes, DraftKings is an online operator.
Yes.
Now they could cut a deal with Raynham or Suffolk Downs to get a tethered location. So they would have in-person and tethered mobile.
It would be what exists. I know, Jones, you haven't been there, but it would be what currently exists in Seabrook, New Hampshire.
Yeah, so Seabrook, New Hampshire right now has DraftKings Sportsbook, which is a physical location that you walk in, right, and you can go online and use the DraftKings app.
Right.
And that's technically a tethered location.
Right.
It's also the only location in New Hampshire, but whatever. So we're going to have 7 that behind. So 3 will be very apparent. Or I'm sorry, 5 will probably be very apparent as to what is tethered. Because Barstool will have a book in Plainville. WinBet will have a book in Everett. BetMGM will have a book in Springfield. Raynham will get one, and Suffolk Downs will get one. And there'll probably be a physical location at all of those. The only one I could see not having a physical sports book might be Suffolk Downs because it's too close to WinBet. But I don't think they give a shit. If they build it out, people will go. It's not really an issue.
Right.
But if all 5 of them want to have those as a physical spot, it's gonna be easy to know which 5 companies are tethered. Then there'll be 3 more licenses that are also tethered because they cut a deal with those casinos, even if they don't have a physical location.
Right. So you would think like Caesars would have to like call up Steve Wynn and say like, hey, I want to have a Caesars sports book at the Encore Casino. And Steve Wynn can be like, yeah, he can say yes or no. But if he says yes, he's like, well, you're going to pay me X amount or fucking kick rocks.
And then, but the thing is, he could also say, no, you can't have a physical location, but I'll cut a deal with you to give you one of my tethered licenses.
Right. Right.
And then you don't have to worry about the piece that's missing. So they don't know what they want to do, whether it's everyone starts at the same time, whether retail starts before all online, or if they're going to go retail, tethered, untethered.
Well, they're also doing some goofy shit right now that's wicked fucked up.
Well, this is the other part of that. This is the other issue that they've got.
That they are going to, or they're potentially kicking around the idea of issuing temporary licenses.
So
in those temporary licenses have no guarantee that they will convert to permanent whenever those come.
So by law, they have to offer unlimited temporary licenses. And those temporary licenses have a year.
Yeah.
So if you don't get permanent status or permanent license, you don't get to continue operating in Massachusetts. Now that creates a problem because I think it's 30 books have shown interest in starting in Massachusetts. So for the companies, they have an upfront cost to get set up in the state with no guarantee of continuing beyond a year from open. And it's a problem for the consumers or customers or whatever we are, fucking idiots.
Degenerates.
Because if I'm using that sports book and they just like stop, well, so I assume the account stays open, I can withdraw. Like that's a no-brainer. But what if I have a future on the NBA Finals and they have to stop operating in May? Like, do I just lose that bet? And it's like, even if they cash me back, like, if my team is hot or making a run, like, if I got a good number, I'm going to be fucking pissed.
Yeah.
It sounds like there's no way that's going to be a winning issue.
But by the way the law was written, they have to offer unlimited things. It's like, this is retarded. How the fuck did that happen?
So do they have like a set cap of like permanent licenses?
Permanent will be
7?
Will be 7 untethered licenses.
And that's like you can't go any higher or lower without
it. 7.
And then 5 tethered, right?
8 tethered.
8 tethered.
So
it's 15 licenses.
Yeah. So we'll have 15 options essentially.
And we already know 3.
Right.
So no matter how big it gets, they're not going to offer
15.
any.
15 is it. Which 15 is kind of a lot, to be honest. I think Colorado has the most at 20. I'm a fan of, and so someone was asking me, they're like, well, you're just going to, like, just like you do now, you're going to pick one book and go with it. I'm like, no, I won't. Not when they're all here, all legal, all easy, all not charging me deposit fees, like, all not with crazy ass withdrawal rules. Like, it's going to be easier. So no, I'm going to have probably 5 because they have different numbers. And I'm not just talking like spreads on one game. You know, if I like, say I like Billy Horschel to win the Masters next year, and arbitrary number, he's 28-1 right now. Well, someone might have him at 35. Someone might have him at 40. Or someone might have him at 22. And it's like, I don't want 22 and I want
And
40.
what
So I'll take
we've
40.
noticed is different sites have better lines at for different sports. So there's my secondary book that shall go unnamed because no free ads. They typically gave me better lines on golf. But mybookie.com, shout out to mybookie, use the promo code sarcasm pod when you sign up to double your deposit up to $1,000. They typically had better lines on football. So, it's like one of those things, or better juice, whichever it be, right? Whether it's the line or the juice, but different books sometimes have different lines just because, all of the people that use that other book that I use might not bet on golf a lot. You know what I mean? Like my bookie might see a lot of golf bet traffic. So the lines are sharper, if you will. You know what I mean? Because it has more input. But like if you have a website that not a lot of people bet on golf, then the lines are going to be, potentially better.
I was say it also depends on who the odds maker is at each book, because
right.
Depending on, how they see the market going, they might want to move it a certain way or juice it a certain way or whatever. Because that's the other thing too, is it's like obviously when it comes to betting, you got to be right. But say it's Horschel again, and you really like Horschel to win the Masters. And again, you're seeing like 28, 32, 31, 29, and then someone hangs like a 60. And it's like, what the fuck? It's like, where did that 60 come from? That's way out of like,
yeah.
There's only two reasons why one book would be that far off. And it's either their odds maker isn't paying attention, or their odds maker is willing to take a risk that Billy Horschel isn't going to win because he really, really doesn't think he's going to win. So he can take a large liability on Billy Horschel at 60-1 because that's going to attract all the money. And then if Billy Horschel doesn't win, the odds maker is a genius. Like,
right.
They can do that too, because you'll see that in like MVP voting. Not now is a joke, but like maybe like just after the All-Star break, you saw it in the MLB. Like there were a couple guys. It was probably gonna be like, hey, one of these three guys, and then there'd be like a fringe person that would all of a sudden they'd hang like 100-1.
Yeah,
and it's like they hung 100-1
to get you to bet
so
on
that they could buy back on the liability, because this guy ain't winning.
Right.
So now you're going to start paying me because you're looking at it as value.
Right.
Yet there's no value because this is a fucking dead dog right now.
Right. Yeah. That is true. That's another thing that does happen.
So, I mean, like that's the thing though. So it's not always just finding like a larger number at these places. You got to like actually think this is going to happen, or you just have to accept like, Sammy P from Chicken Dinner, he did a Heisman bet on DJU before the season. And he was like, 15, 20, 30, maybe 40 in some places. And I think Circa hung an 80. So he grabbed him at 80-1. Goes, is he going to win the Heisman? No, but he shouldn't be 80-1. So I grabbed it. And it's like,
right.
That's how some of those props work. And that's why you shop the lines, as opposed to, we're not going to be sitting here with a piss jar and a odds database that moves live. So if you really, really like, tonight, you really, really like Browns -4.5, and you're sitting there and you're not getting up because you can't get up. You got to stay there. So you need your piss jar. And then you see someone hang -4 and you immediately grab it. Like, we're not doing that. That's not the multiple outs I'm looking for.
Yeah.
Crazy the science and psychology that goes behind betting.
Dude, it's
Like,
fucked.
I did like when I did the pick'em, like that was the first time I put a bet in God, like 15, 20 years.
Dude,
Just you
I
like
I
seeing the group
down I downloaded a podcast, and it's a guy who bets professionally, and he goes, I don't even know who the players are on these teams. He goes, I don't even like sports anymore. He goes, this is what I do for a living. So it's like all he's doing is quote unquote like market research in a way,
Yeah.
like trying to catch a number that either was wrong or is about to fucking just move dramatically.
That's what I did last year with baseball. I would start my day every day. This was at my last job when I had way more fucking free time because I was barely even working. But I would start my day with like 2.5 hours of running through, and it would depend, right? If there was a lot of games that day, it might take 2.5. If there was only like 4, 5, 6 games that day, it might only take an hour. But I would go through every single baseball game and I would look at all the numbers and I would look at how does this team do on the road against right-handed pitchers, and because they're on the road against a righty, and then it's like, all right, well, let's look at this right-hander at home, and it's like you look at this split and then there's particular numbers because baseball is wild, right? And I think I don't know if how deep down the rabbit hole I got into this when I was actually doing it, but I looked at it like sabermetrics, in my opinion, ruined baseball for me. Like I hate baseball now because of it. However, if the stats are already there and the like analysis is there, why not use it to your advantage? And that's what I looked at. And there's like all of these things like obviously everyone knows ERA, but then there's like expected ERA, and then there's like the FIP, which is like fielder independent pitching. Like it all these different things that are calculated into it. And I would sit there like fucking Zach Galifianakis at the poker table in Hangover, and all these numbers would be floating around, and I would look and try and find an edge. And more often than not, I did. And I forget exactly how I did, but I finished like plus like 40 units last year in baseball. But it took upwards of 2 hours a day.
So I'll even tell you though, this guy doesn't look at stats. He only looks at the lines. Now, I don't know how he does it because he didn't tell you that.
Right.
Because if he tells you that, then he loses his edge.
Right.
He doesn't look at stats, teams, players. He only looks at the lines, and then I don't know, but like this is the thing though, I don't know how he breaks it down. So it's like I don't know how you're just like looking at an odds board and going, I don't even watch football. Dolphins +6. And it's like, oh, that number's wrong. Like, so I don't know how that's the thing. I don't know how he does it, but
yeah.
He's also got a team of people that just run numbers all day.
Yeah. That helps.
Do you think like the inception of like sabermetrics and how big it is now in baseball that they're trying to put their game out to a bigger like a betting crowd other than like the old school like I'm just gonna sit here and watch the game?
I don't know because I still never watched any of the games. I bet on anywhere between 1 and 4 games a day, which by the way, the biggest fucking pain in the ass, like I was pretty disciplined about it too. The biggest pain in the ass was when there was like 12 games going on that day and I spend the time going through all 12 and I only liked one of them. And I was like, cool. I was like, sick. That's awesome. Great. But
that's the point though.
But it worked, right? Like I finished plus 40 fucking units. So but to your point, Jones, before I digress, I don't know if they're trying to appeal to the gambling community because they're still not following the sport, right? Like I didn't watch one fucking baseball game. I just analyze the numbers every morning for 2 hours. Like, it's not like I was like, oh, I have to watch the Giants game tonight, or I need to watch the fucking Diamondbacks game. Like, it was like, no, I like this bet. I'm going to take the first 5 under in the Royals game. And then I would never watch it. And then I would find out the next day how I did.
I would say, though, it's interesting that baseball or I guess baseball, whatever, upper management in baseball is, allowed the sabermetrics because I followed he used to be the TrackMan maestro. His Joe Mayo. He's a golf instructor, but he used to play a lot of poker and just steal money from fucking tourists, like because he's out in Vegas. So
Yeah.
he goes, I knew it. He goes, people would walk in. He goes, I knew I was just gonna like clean them out playing poker. And he goes, it's all math. It's all math. It's all stats. It's whatever. And it blows his mind every Saturday and Sunday when these coaches continuously fuck up 4th down. They continuously fucking do it. And like mathematically, it works a certain way. And football has not embraced it one bit.
Right.
Not one bit. Because even like last year, what is it? Brendan Staley? Is that the coach of the Chargers?
Brandon Staley.
Brandon?
Yeah.
Okay. So Brandon Staley got like crushed for being aggressive. And he probably still wasn't aggressive enough from a mathematical standpoint. And then he got crushed again for not being as aggressive on the last Thursday night.
Yeah.
But it's like, he did a ranking of like coaches that just have the worst 4th down strategy. And it's like Mike McCarthy's number 1. He just kicks himself to fucking death. That's what he calls it. He goes, you're just kicking yourself to death.
Yeah.
All it is. Whether it's punting or field goals, you're just kicking yourself to fucking death.
Yeah. Yeah, because I mean, I think I've seen that. I know you've talked about them before, but there's got to be an algorithm for it, right? Like if it's, depending on what's the down and distance, what line is the ball on, right? Like if you're
I'll pull one up.
If you're on the opponent 45-yard line, cool.
Okay.
You can attempt a 57-yard field goal.
So,
or you can just go for it.
I got one right here. And actually, if you're interested, I think on Twitter, it's at Ben_bot_Baldwin. It's called the 4th down decision bot. Cincinnati 17 at Dallas 17. Cincinnati has 4th and 2 at the Cincinnati 16. So it's a tie game. Cincinnati has the ball. They're on their own 16. So like that, everyone thinks, ooh, that's like automatic punt, right?
Yeah, you got to punt.
Okay. The win percentage. Now this is because this is 4th quarter, 109 remaining in the game. So this is like percent chance of winning the game. If you go for it, you have a 50% chance of winning the game. If you punt it, you have a 37% chance of winning the game. So that's a 12.2 win percentage, which is extremely high. Like that's like an unbelievably high number. Like you should absolutely fucking go for that. And the success rate of going for it is 58%. So 58% of the time you're going to convert.
Yeah.
And then your win percentage, if you fail, does drop to 19, but if you succeed, it goes up to 71. So Cincinnati punts it away in a tie game, loses. And this is the shit that fucking drives him crazy. But they will never get past like n=1. Like, see, we didn't get it and then we lost the game. And it's like, yeah, but it wasn't the wrong play. It was the wrong result, but it was the right decision. And they'll never get past that. They will never, ever get past it. Because imagine that 4th and 2 in a tie game
on your own 16.
But then if you think about it, so you're on your own 16 and you kick it off, like how often are they going to kick a field goal? Pretty often.
Yeah. Yeah, it's because on your own, when you're punting from your own 16, the punter is standing in the end zone.
Yeah, if not close to it.
Yeah.
I would say I don't know what the lead is, but
Yeah, I was gonna say it's probably like 15 yards.
I mean a field goal is 18 yards. Okay, so it's only 10 yards back because the end zone is 7.5 deep.
Yeah.
So it's 7.5 deep. So yeah, so from snap to place, it's 10 yards, and a punt is further.
Yeah.
I want to say they're 9 back, but I could be making that up.
Yeah. Well, I think
Oh no, I'm sorry. So
no, because
I'm sorry.
no, it's 13 yards. Whatever,
What's
whatever.
13?
So whatever the whatever line the ball is on, you add 13. That's the distance of the kick. So if
For
the
the
ball,
punt?
no, for a field goal. If
No,
the
isn't it
ball,
17
if
and a
the
half?
ball is on the 40-yard line, it's a 53-yard field goal.
It's 13?
Yeah, I'm like 95% sure. It's
That means
13.
they're only snapping the ball 6 yards back. Is that right? No, it's more than that. Because the depth of the end zone is 8. Because Cromartie or someone has a 108-yard kick return.
The end zone spans 10 yards from the goal line to goalpost. Placeholder lines up about 7 yards. And the long snapper is at 17 yards to the kick.
17.
Oh, 17.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay, my factors were off, but 17. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so that means the field goal kicker's like 7 yards back, so a punt's got to be 12.
I would assume so.
Yeah. At least.
At minimum.
At
I don't know
minimum
what it
12.
is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because you figure too, you have 2 less guys blocking on a punt because you have the gunners.
Oh yeah, no, I don't really figure out the why. I genuinely don't know how far from line of scrimmage. I just don't know how far the punter is back.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, if you're on your own 16, it's gonna be close to the end zone, and it's like, all right, we're going for it in a tie game. It's like theoretically you'll win more games by doing that.
Right. Right.
Long snappers typically snap the ball 15 yards back.
Yeah, there you go.
Yep. So, well, that's that. That's Sarcasm Speaks on Math and Gambling.
Yeah.
So we got this hilarious thing, right? We have to bring this up. I don't know where this is going to be in the lexicon or the fucking whatever. What's it? The zeitgeist. That's the word I'm looking for. By the time this comes out, but there's a trend right now of absolute fucking window lickers that are cooking chicken in NyQuil so bad, so frequently that the FDA had to come out and make a statement that said, please do not cook chicken in NyQuil.
Can you imagine how bad like boiling or simmering NyQuil is gonna smell?
It's got to be gross. It's got to smell like fucking meth. Like it's got to be like one of the most disgusting fucking smells in the entire world.
So, what's dumber? Cooking chicken in NyQuil or eating Tide Pods? Because this is the last time I can think of anything that was like this.
Eating Tide Pods is dumber because there's no component of pre-existing food. Like at least cooking chicken in NyQuil, like
they're
people
both
eat
consumable.
Chicken. Like people eat chicken.
And people do ingest NyQuil. Like
this is true. This is very true.
Not in those quantities, or else.
Right. Yeah, but or in that method. But
hot NyQuil.
Yeah.
As if it wasn't good enough to begin with.
Dude, how I just imagine like because obviously, like, you know, when you make a reduction, right, it cooks out all the water and it gets thicker and sticks on the pan. How awful do you think it is to get reduced NyQuil off of a fucking pan?
It's got to be impossible.
It's got to be you have to throw the pan away.
It would be like reducing molasses.
Yeah.
You think you get a good bark on the chicken from the NyQuil?
So obviously there's an easy thing here. You don't cook food in medicine. That's generally not a preferred method. But I'm like, so I immediately think so your two methods are either boiling or poaching. Because you're either simmering the NyQuil and letting it poach, or you're boiling the NyQuil and boiling the chicken.
Yeah.
Which are two of the worst ways to eat chicken.
Yes.
I think boiling was the preferred method from what I've saw.
Boiling?
Yeah.
Yeah, I've seen a few videos. It's like,
you know what? So Leo's dealing with this a little bit right now. He was throwing up all yesterday or some shit. I don't know. When dogs are sick, you boil chicken so that they stop being sick. That is the method of cooking that you chose to use. And one of your ingredients, you said water? Nope. Needs NyQuil.
Yeah.
And first of all, how much NyQuil do you need to buy to get boiling in a pot or a pan? Like one bottle isn't enough.
No.
You need at least 2 bottles. What's the going rate for NyQuil? Is that $20?
Yeah, probably.
So you just paid an absolute premium to be a dumbass.
Yes. Yep. I just think so. Obviously, it's not maybe not obviously to some people, but it's a TikTok trend, right? It started on TikTok, and like
where did the Tide Pod thing start? Was that also TikTok? Was TikTok even around then?
That was way before TikTok.
Yeah, I have no idea.
I think the Tide Pods were like 2015.
No, because we talked about it on this, so it had to have been 2018.
Yeah,
or more recent,
or later.
So that means it probably was 2018.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm thinking of bath salts. Never mind.
That goes back a little bit.
That was a while ago. But yeah, like what would possess someone to be like, yeah, you know what? This thing this piece of meat that sucks, right? We're all in agreement that chicken sucks.
Chicken does suck.
I'm going to cook it in something that also sucks, right? Like NyQuil sucks. Like to drink NyQuil, it tastes fucking disgusting.
Awful.
Right? So you're going to take a piece of meat that sucks and you're going to cook it in something that tastes disgusting. And then you're going to
through a method that also sucks.
Through a method that also sucks.
Because it's not even like it's not even like you marinated it.
No.
In the NyQuil.
No.
And then like grilled it or something.
Yeah. What is the point? I don't understand.
Dude, people are retarded.
And if they're like, yeah, well, you get high from it, whatever, then just sit there and drink the entire bottle of NyQuil. If the end game, like all around, you're just retarded. Right? Like if you want to eat chicken, it's probably the worst way you can eat chicken. If you want to just take NyQuil, it's probably the worst way that you can take NyQuil.
Yeah.
Imagine if you want to get high.
You made taking NyQuil worse. How the fuck is that possible?
If you want to get high, it's the worst way to get high. Just drink the fucking whole bottle of NyQuil. You know what I mean?
Like, edibles are everywhere.
Yeah, exactly. But I'm saying, like, if all you have to get high is a piece of chicken and a bottle of NyQuil, there's a better way to get high.
Hey, you don't need the chicken.
You don't need the chicken. You can throw the chicken away and you can drink the bottle of NyQuil. like it's just, what the fuck is wrong with people?
Do we think this is just like a stick on rum ham?
Rum ham is way better.
Well,
I've never had rum ham. And I don't like ham, but I would take a rum ham 12 times out of 10.
Oh, yeah. I would too. But I mean, I think this is probably somebody trying to do a bit off of rum ham. Which, I mean, is a terrible take.
A shitty bit.
By rule, you should never eat your booze. And I don't care who has soaked cherries or who soaked pineapple or who the fuck has done God knows what. Yes, we have done it before. 2 Spring Fests in a row. Until the second one, where I thought it was a great idea to just eat drunk pineapples and drunk cherries all morning.
Remember we were eating the cherries out of the moonshine?
I don't know if I was with you because
That
I
was-
would have
it
had to
was
do it
in-
with
It was
Admiral
in
Nelson.
Mansfield.
Oh, wait.
So we
Why don't I remember them?
we
Were they
ate
any
the
good?
strawberries. So we ate the strawberries out of the moonshine that I made.
Yes.
And then someone brought like a bottle of Old Smoky, and we ate the cherries out of that. This was all in Mansfield.
I probably tried my best not to eat those strawberries. I'm guessing I didn't because I remember them. They were gray.
Yes.
we brought that to Baltimore.
We did.
The Shine.
That's
we brought
right.
the Shine to Baltimore.
We did.
I like strawberries.
Yeah.
I don't remember that at all. That was actually pretty good.
Yeah. I gotta do that again.
But my thing is, it's just, dude, like, you can be as cute as you want, eating your booze, whatever. You're going to feel terrible. Like, you're going to feel awful. Like, your stomach's going to be rolling and you might be banged up. And then you're going to be like, wow, my stomach hurts a ton. And now I'm going to start fucking getting a hangover pretty soon.
Yeah. Yeah, it just doesn't end well.
I ate a ton of pineapple and cherries and I felt so fucking bad midday.
So there was something I saw recently that was we might have talked about it on the show, but I don't know. That in China they changed so TikTok it's owned by a Chinese company, right? So which in turn means the government because the Chinese government owns everything. So in China, the algorithms are such that when kids go on TikTok, they're shown like achievements of other people in China. Like, here's a really cool science project. Here's like someone built a fucking rocket. Like, what was that book? Not The Outsiders, like October Sky. I don't know what that was, the movie, whatever, like that. Like they built a rocket and shot it into fucking air. Or like they built a fucking derby car to like race down the hill or some shit. That's what they do in China. Like they specifically make their algorithms like that. In America, their algorithms are specifically designed to show us NyQuil chicken and Tide Pods and shit like that, right? Like to fucking keep everyone as retarded as possible.
And not really not that difficult.
It's not that difficult. But like, holy shit, dude. Like that's, and so there's a lot of people, the people's initial reaction to that is, well, we need to stop this. And I say potentially hot take here. I don't think we need to stop it at all.
I don't think we need to stop anything. If
I think
you're too
we
stupid
need-
not to fucking cook chicken and NyQuil, then you fucking don't deserve shit.
I think we need a little bit of Darwinism, because to steal a line from Bill Burr, we got way too many fucking people on this planet. So that's been like Bill Burr's thing. So like, I don't know if you guys have like followed his specials or whatever, but in every single special he's ever put out, he has like a bit, at least one bit on why we need to like kill people off. He's gotten a little bit more subtle with it as he's gotten older, and like now he has kids, so he doesn't like come out and say like we need to fucking kill everybody. But like he's had at least a bit in every special he's put out where he's like, yeah, we got too many people on this planet. But I'm totally in agreement.
We do.
Yeah, if someone wants to cook their chicken in NyQuil and eat it and fucking die, hey man, survival of the fittest. Fuck off. Like maybe you don't deserve to be here. So
yeah, I mean, it's the same thing with the bath salts too. Like you're a zombie. Like if you're gonna be that, you can just fuck right off.
Yeah,
I'll go with you, but like,
yeah, like you're gonna take this product that's supposed to make fucking bubbles in your bath, and you're gonna fucking smoke it. Yeah, hey, guess what? If you die, then, I mean, am I supposed to feel bad for you?
what else was gonna happen?
Yeah, right. Like,
what was your intended outcome?
Yeah, exactly.
There was no outcome where you were like the president or like the hottest guy or girl ever.
Yeah, or like when the kids were eating the Tide Pods and they were literally like burning their entire fucking mouths and like chemical burning and fucking like destroying their faces. Like, okay, am I supposed to feel bad for you? because I don't, because you're a fucking moron.
Yeah, you ate laundry detergent.
You ate laundry detergent. Like, I don't know, man. Maybe don't eat fucking laundry detergent.
Let's start there.
Yeah.
That's the bare minimum we want in this country. You just don't eat laundry detergent.
Yeah, and don't cook your chicken in NyQuil. So people are fucking retarded. Speaking of retarded, and myself included, I have a question for you guys. So I do quite a bit of driving, right? I go a bunch of different places. Even for my previous job, I did more driving and traveling. And I was thinking about this the other day when I was going through downtown North Attleboro, which is the city that I live in southeastern Massachusetts. So I'm sitting there at a red light. This is in the morning. I'm going to work, and I'm driving through the downtown. I'm at a red light, and probably, I don't know, 7:45 in the morning. And I see some fucking creatures, to put it nicely, walking in the downtown area. And at this time, they're also doing some construction, like trying to like reface one of the buildings. It's an old New England town, right? Like it's fucking North Attleboro. It's not a destination. Like it's cool. Like it's a cool city. I like where I live. Everything's super convenient. But like the downtown area is kind of fucking shitty, right? Like it's downtown. They're trying to make it better, I think. But like there's these like zombie dudes like walking. Like you can tell, like, you know, they got a cigarette hanging out of their mouths. They got a pair of jeans that are just ripped all over, that are like 3 sizes too big. They're fucking like dragging one leg. You know the crowd that I'm talking about. And then I'm like, oh, this is kind of fucking weird. And then I'm thinking about it more. Medford wasn't any better growing up. Like Medford Square, like that was that all the fucking bums that would hang out over by Papagino's. And it's like, that was kind of shitty. Like nothing, they've since, I think, made it nicer. But like when we were growing up, Medford Square fucking sucked. Like it was gross.
No, it was awesome.
Yeah. And then I'm thinking of like all of these different like cities and places that I've been to. And I'm like, what's the point of having like a downtown? You know what I mean? Or like a town center? Because outside of like a major city like a Boston, right? They're all gross. They all suck. And like maybe I'll give you like some coastal towns, right? Like downtown Plymouth is actually kind of nice, but like, you know what I mean? It's right on the water. But like all these places, like downtown Framingham is fucking disgusting. I work quite a bit in Framingham. Downtown Waltham, I work there a lot. Leaves a lot to be desired. You know, like there's like all of these like town centers. Like, what's the fucking point?
So I remember, well, I mean, I think also it's a product of growing up, because I remember like Gardner used to be like kind of nice, like not like nice, but like tolerable.
Yeah.
But as I like grew older and I left and I like went to Oklahoma and I did all this shit, I come back and I'm like, holy fucking, like this is like everything's condemned. Everything's just a fucking
Yeah.
infested shit. Like,
You ever been to downtown Lowell?
No.
I hear it's beautiful this time of year.
It's fucking disgusting. You know what I mean? It's like the town center area. Like it's never the nicest place in town. I think that's the point that I'm trying to get at, is the town center is never the nicest area in town, but quite frequently it's the worst part of town.
Usually it's
if you break down what it really is, it kind of makes sense, because if it was like where all the businesses are, well, all of these towns that we're talking about are old. So at one point they were developed. So it's like, okay, unless you're going to renovate, but who the fuck is going to renovate?
Yeah.
Unless the town is giving people money. Like, dude, some landlord isn't going to go, all right, well, I own a strip, and it's a nail salon, a pizza shop, a convenience store, and like another type of restaurant. It's like, oh, you know what I'm gonna do? Because I'm a good guy. I'm gonna go reface the building and renovate the. No, they don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
So the town would have to step in and be like, hey, we're gonna pay for all these renovations, and then they go, okay, go ahead, go nuts.
Yeah.
I don't fucking care. Like,
Yeah.
I'm not like a landlord ain't gonna do it.
Or downtown Bridgewater. That was a fucking shit. The Rotary, that was a shithole.
Well, there's just nothing.
Yeah. There was empty fucking stores.
Yeah, well, there's also issues there with the zoning board, and the guy who owns Emma's is on the zoning board, so he didn't allow any restaurants or bars into the town.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's like there was one spot, it was like it's probably still for lease. It was for lease when I moved in, and it was never anything, and it's probably still for lease, and it's restaurant zoned. And it's probably because they can't get a fucking permit.
Yeah. There was that place, my sister and I.
Yeah, so the
food,
place
the food was decent, but like, oh my God, it was fucking gross.
Yeah, so the vacant place was like almost directly across and to the right.
Okay. Is that over by Better Bean?
Probably.
Because Better Bean
Never
was
went there
across the Rotary.
I remember exactly what you're talking about, Mello.
Yeah.
Right around there.
Yeah.
Oh,
that ended up being a froyo place. And then they closed it.
No, not the place I'm talking about.
Wasn't there a froyo place in at the
Maybe, dude. I didn't go to anything in that. So if you want to consider Broad Street, like the two sides of Broad Street, then yes, I went to the center, but I didn't go to the Rotary area ever. Nothing. Not once. Not for anything.
I remember my sister and I remember like there was always a place right next to it that was always vacant.
Yeah.
Was that the froyo place? That's the place.
I think the froyo place was next to Better Bean on the other side, like across the Rotary.
Yeah, I don't know.
Because there was like a ballet place over there next to my sister and I.
Yeah, but like so the center of town is supposed to be like the businesses and stuff like that again. So it's like, the businesses rent, the landlord's not updating anything. Like it's just gonna do what it's gonna do. It's also a archaic thought now, because if you need to go buy stuff, I'm not going to the center of town.
Right. Yeah, like, so if you think about it too, right? So go to Medford. Like, no one goes to Medford Square when you need something. You go to Wellington Plaza, right? Where the Stop and Shop is, and where I don't know what's there now, but it used to be the Models, like that whole plaza. Like, you would go there, or you would go to Station Landing.
Or you keep driving and go to Target.
Yeah. Like,
Everett.
No one goes to, like, even here, like in North Attleboro, like I'm not going to downtown North Attleboro when I need something, unless it's from the butcher shop. Like I'm going across the street to fucking, I don't know, Lowe's, or I'm going down a little bit to Market Basket. You know what I mean? Like I'm not going there. And in Bridgewater, like you went to the Roach Brothers Plaza if you needed something, or drove to West Bridgewater. But like,
yeah, and then there's no way to park, so it's like I don't want to go. It's like I don't know. So I mean, the center of Dedham is pretty good, but it's only pretty good because there's a decent restaurant, a decent pizza place, a decent coffee store, a diner. There's some other shit I haven't gone to, like there's a taqueria, Blue Ribbons around the corner, cigar shop. So it's like, but like if you just paid attention, most of what I said is food.
Yeah.
And then,
even still in Dedham, someone could make the argument that Legacy Place is where you go for everything.
Depends on what you're looking for, but
right.
Because all of the restaurants at Legacy, I believe, are
they're big chains.
They're all chains, and it's like, Yard House, great.
Yeah.
Like I got no desire to go to Yard House.
Yeah.
And it's like to mezcal. It's like, dude,
Yeah.
no, I'm good, I think. So yeah, I mean, it's a little bit like Dedham Center isn't like run down, but then there's like this random ass like theater, which I think it's supposed to be a movie theater, but it's like it's not, doesn't play like movies. I don't fucking know what it is. Like I don't know what they play. And then it's like if the schools, like if someone at the high school like makes a movie or makes a video or something, like they screen it there, and I'm like, this is fucking retarded.
Yeah.
Like it's not even like back in the day where you'd get a movie like late and play it.
Yeah.
Like if what's the most recent Marvel movie? Thor?
Yeah.
Yeah, like that would just start coming out now in that theater because it's out on like digital and streaming, whatever.
Oh yeah.
Or whenever it comes out on digital streaming. Like what the fuck was the theater in Arlington? Fuck me.
Oh.
The Capitol. The Capitol
Yeah.
used to be like that.
Yeah.
They would
Yeah.
get the movies like later.
Right.
It's not even like that. I don't know what the fuck it is. And then there's the eye doctor with the Psyduck. He's got a giant Psyduck in the window.
That's sick.
And
Is
there's the
that the eye
bagel spot.
doctor you go to?
No. I went to fucking Lens Crafters or whatever the fuck. So I don't know. I mean, like that's the thing is like the center of town doesn't make any sense unless it's just like going to be like all restaurants and like individually owned shops.
Yeah. Like maybe it's a New England thing, but I don't know. I
don't know, like how
it was
many
one of
small
those things I
town-
was
how
thinking,
many-
it popped into my head as I was sitting at a red light the other day. And I was like, this is really weird. And then that's how my brain works. I started trailing down all the things. And that's what I came up with here.
Yeah, because if it's only a New England thing, well, it's like, all right, well, how many like I guess suburban cities? I don't know. Is that what Medford's considered?
Yeah. Well, I think today it's probably more urban, but 20, 25 years ago,
but it's not a
been...
major city either. So it's like
no. There's only what 65,000 people that live there.
Yeah. So how many times have you found a spot, a city or a town like that, and actually spent time there in any other part of the country? Right. I know I haven't.
No, I haven't. Jones, you lived in Oklahoma.
I mean, yeah. I mean, they had Oklahoma City, Tulsa, and now those were the two biggest cities.
Yeah.
So I mean, so I guess that's kind of like leads me to my question was like, do they still consider Medford part of Boston proper?
Medford's not Boston.
No.
Because so they would count like where I used to live in Midwest City. They'd still count that as like so the metro area. Do they still count that as like the Boston metro?
Yeah.
So I mean, they could because they counted Midwest City as part of Oklahoma City. Like we had Oklahoma City zip code.
Oh.
Yeah, well, I guess everything's different in the Midwest because everything's so much bigger.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was gonna say that's why like you almost like can't compare apples to apples because you go to other parts of New England and it's like, oh well, it's all rural. It's like, okay.
Right.
So I mean,
like, where my father lives, like his zip code gets absorbed by Athol, which is disgusting. All gross.
Yeah,
Medford had 3 zip codes.
We did.
Did they really?
Yeah.
No, sorry, 2.
It was at least 2.
Medford and West Medford each had one.
Yeah, there was 02155 was Medford, and then I don't know what West Medford was.
I didn't either because it wasn't a real zip code. We just had our own post office. Easton has 3 zip codes.
That's great.
Yeah, I don't know. We got towns with no zip codes and towns with 3 zip codes. Yeah. Welcome to Massachusetts. Yeah. Have fun figuring it out.
Yeah. And we got fucking roads that have circles on them that cars just drive around in.
On Route 2.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, and this highway, take a left.
Do we want to start wrapping this up?
We can wrap this up.
All right. Jones, you got a final thought? You want to lead us?
So I have a few that I could pick from, but I will go with this one. So I've been going on my. I've just been working all week, like I always do. And I've taken another person's spot, and so I'm covering for my job and this other person's job. So I've been putting more time in this week. I've done actually more work this week than I actually have done this entire project. And I've been on this project for over a year. Um, and everyone's like, "Oh, hey, yeah, you're doing a really great job. Let's give you more work to do." And so I get a call today at like 4 or 5, and my boss is like, "Hey, like, what are you doing right now?" "Oh, I'm working." And she's like, "Yeah, well, I kind of need you to do something else for me." Like, well, I can't really do that because I'm doing more work for you that I'm not really supposed to be doing.
Yeah.
So, well, no. And I mean, I didn't say that. I wish I could, but I guess I guess the big thing is like, why is it that if you work hard, like if you actually like try to just keep a job, like if you are good at your job, why do you just get more work? You're not rewarded with like a pay raise. You're not rewarded with anything else. Just more work.
Because that's what it's like to be an employee.
Yeah, but I just want to do my job and then go or just stay.
Yeah, well, see, this is the problem because you got to do just good enough of a job to keep your job.
Yeah, I want to be Peter from Office Space. I really, really do.
Well,
And that's what I do.
that might not be enough. 15 minutes of real, actual work.
It 16 pieces of flair.
Is that a nice, just, space out? Excuse me? Yeah, just space out.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's the thing is like if you show that you have any value, they're just gonna give you more shit to do because it's like, oh well, he can do it.
I don't want to do
It's
it.
like, oh well, he's good at working. What about the idiot over there? It's like, well, we can't give it to the idiot because they can't do it. It's quite the conundrum.
It is quite.
It is. It's one of those my last job where I was working, someone like pulled me aside and was like, don't ever let them know that you're good at your job. And I was like, what the fuck? Like, what kind of advice is that to give to somebody? He was like, don't ever let them know. I think it was don't ever let them know how good you are at your job. I think that's what it was. And I was like, what the fuck? But then like I saw as I kind of created the outdoor education program there, I was like, fuck, I get it now. I want to do less stuff.
Yeah, they're always gonna ask more of you.
Yeah.
When you work for somebody else.
Yeah. And then when you work for yourself, you don't have a choice. You just do everything all the time anyway.
Yep. Clean the bathrooms today.
I'm the janitor. I'm the coach.
Yep.
What is it? What? Fuck. I forget what people used to say. It's fucking just the dickheads in like the fitness industry would go around like, oh, you're not just the head coach. You're also the janitor. You're also the IT guy. Or you're also you know what I mean? Like they would just like toot their fucking horns. And it's like, all right, I get it.
Who needs an IT guy though when you can just hit print more times?
Yeah, just keep hitting print. Eventually it'll fix itself. You definitely don't need to open up the printer or do anything with it. Just keep clicking print.
Well, the best part is all you have to do is turn it off and back on. We can't figure that out.
And like that's funny because one of the last emails I had before I like shut off my computer for the day yesterday at like 6:04 was, hey, this person can't run a report tomorrow because their computer doesn't work. Can you do it? And I was like, no, I'm not doing this anymore. Shut the computer off. I'm like, oh well, they shut it back off and they turn it back on and it works out. Like I just don't want to do other people's jobs.
Yeah.
I want to do my job.
Right.
That's it.
Yeah, it's like it's really fucking dumb sometimes. Like the other day, for whatever reason, my camera was stuck sideways. So if I turned my camera on in a meeting, it looked like I was like I was fucking sideways. And I was like, I don't know how to fix it. So like I finished one of the meetings and I literally just restarted my computer. And then the next meeting I was in, I turned my camera on and it was fixed. And I
Nah,
was
dude,
like,
you should have done nothing for fear of not doing it right.
yeah. It
That's
was
also
like,
how you're supposed to do it.
it literally took me about, I don't know, a few minutes to realize, like, all right, well, after this meeting, I'll just restart my computer and see if that fixes anything.
Dude, I literally had to train the girl that works for us on how Chris acts because because I got her to the point where like she'll come in, check the class list, do a program, pull whatever. Like she has like a little bit of a routine before she starts going. And she was like, "Oh, like, hey, Bob, like, what do we, do you know if the computer works today?" I'm like, "Yeah, the fucking computer works." She's like, "Oh, well, it looked like this on the other day, and Chris said, that it was down." I go, do me a favor. I go, X out of it. Okay, now open it back up. Okay, is it working? She's like, "Yep, good." I go, here's how this guy operates. When something doesn't go according to plan, he does nothing instead of trying to
it's
find
broken.
a solution.
Oh, computer's broken.
No
Don't know
matter
how to
how
fix it.
easy or hard the solution is.
Yep.
And then, well, since we're doing this today, we bought a bunch of bands. Actually, it's all bands. We just bought 1 million bands. We have thousands and thousands of bands. And the way we're doing it is one type of band will be set up on each rack. So on each rack, one of each band. And he had to send an email today, almost pleading or begging, not to our clients, to the people that also work there, like requesting, hey, we're putting one band of each on each rack. I didn't even read the email. He didn't even bother sending it to me. I more or less just like really pleading that if you take a band from somewhere, you just put it back. And you don't just like mix and match and do whatever the fuck you want.
Oh yeah, no, this rack looks like it needs 2 purple bands.
No, like seriously. So we have like there's 4 types of bands that we use, and we have bands for chin ups up top. So if someone's gonna do chin ups, the bands are up there. We leave them up there. They stay up there. They're up there. Done. Like they don't move. Yeah, but now they have to move. Oh, I have to do this one thing, so I'm gonna move this band over there. And then when I move it, I'm not putting it back. So I get there on a Tuesday and all I do is fucking walk around cleaning shit up, moving bands.
Yeah.
Like this is the shit we have to deal with on a day-to-day basis. And it's not even the fucking kids.
Yeah,
The kids generally put stuff back where it goes.
Yeah.
Adults don't know how to put stuff back where it goes. It's insane.
Yeah. Yeah, that shit
like
drives
did you
me nuts.
like I don't know if you guys knew this, but if you pick up a set of dumbbells when they went 5, 10, 12 and a half, 15, 17 and a half, 20, 25. So when you pick them up, you're just supposed to put them back like with the fucking 10s, where the 10s are supposed to be.
Yeah, it's supposed to go. Yeah, it's supposed to go like 5, 7 and a half, 20, 12 and a half, 30.
One
15,
of the 15s followed by
yeah.
3 17s, then another 15, then a 17.
Yep.
That's
and
how
then
it's
throw a
supposed
40
to go.
in there too. Yeah, just put them back wherever you feel like.
Oh, and then you know what? Too, it's like, oh, I know you're so strong for lifting that 40-pound dumbbell. Just leave it out. Actually, I'll fucking get it tomorrow.
Yeah. That's the one thing that drives me fucking nuts more than anything else. It's like, I look at it like I don't want to waste my brain power for something fucking trivial, right? So like maybe this is how I'm retarded, right? Maybe this is my autism, but like, right? So like my wallet, right, always sits right here. I put my wallet in the exact same place every fucking day because I know it's always going to be there. And I'm never like, oh shit, where did I leave my wallet? Because I know there's one place that it's going to be. And if it's not here, there's a fucking problem, right? Like it's like I'm not going to sit there and waste my thought power, right? To be like, oh, where could I have left my wallet today? Like, nope, don't care. I like I like put as many things on fucking autopilot as I can. It's like wallet's there, keys right next to it. You know what I mean? Like, it drives me nuts, right? Because it's like, where's this? Well, I don't know. Well, don't we always keep it here? Yeah. Well, why isn't it here? Oh, I don't know. Like, oh, what are we doing? Like, it
I'm telling
happened.
you, the adults are retarded.
Yeah, I let someone. What was it? I let someone borrow my charger or something at work, or whatever it was, and I was like, "Oh, do you still have my charger?" They were like, I don't know where I left it." I was like, "Well, what do you mean you don't know where you left it?" They're like, "I don't know. I usually plug it in over here, but it's not there." I go, "Okay, where else would you have plugged it in?" They're like, let me check over there. And they're like looking around. They eventually found it, right? But like that's the type of shit that like I don't have the time for that shit. Like I don't, not like I'm some big fucking important person, but like I'm not gonna waste my fucking time searching for a laptop charger when like I could just know exactly where it is. It's like shit like that. You know what I mean? Like, so I get that when you're talking about like the bands, like, oh, where's the fucking bands? Like,
No,
that's
because
dumb.
and the other thing is they just end up fucking everywhere. Like,
Right. Well, especially like me as a client, right? Like if I'm a client at the gym
yeah. And
and
it's like,
I'm going
oh,
in and now I have to waste time looking for one of the purple bands because I like now I'm taking more time. I'm losing, you know what I mean? I'm there, I'm at the gym for longer than I need to be. I got to ask one of you guys, where's the band? And you're going to say, I don't know, it should be on there. Did you try looking on another rack? And I'm going to say, yeah, I looked on all the racks. And now both of us have to look for
yep.
another fucking band. You know what I mean? It's like, it's the cascading effect of like, just fucking put it back where you got it from.
You would think. So difficult.
Yeah. No, I got to take this band off and I'm going to go put it outside.
Yeah, honestly.
That's the thing too. It's always in the most retarded fucking spot.
Oh, I'm going to double loop it around the door handles. It's like,
yeah.
Why the fuck?
But like the back
here?
side of the door handle, so that
I'm thinking like the two handles, so it's like you loop it through, so you can't get in the door. Like, yeah. This is a good place to do this.
Yep. Yeah. You guys see the where'd all the green bands go? I don't know, but I got 6 purple bands.
Yeah, use them all.
Yeah, I got 10 black bands.
Yeah, 6 purples equals 1 green.
Yeah.
Have a day. It's funny because there's only 5 out. There's only 4 out here, but now we have 6. Go figure. We added equipment somehow.
Yeah, somehow we found new equipment somewhere.
Morons.
Yeah. So do you have a final thought?
I do. I won my first Tour of Greater Boston event yesterday.
No fucking shit, huh?
Yeah, I won at a Coax-It.
Wow.
Westport. So now you're gonna listen to how I did this. First hole, par, nothing to say there. Second hole, yank the approach a little bit. There, it goes green, closely mown area, whatever. Giant buried like set of rocks. So direct, like pin high in this closely mown area, just off the green, there is buried rocks with grass growing out of it like crazy. So I had to hit over that.
Good.
To the pin, whatever. Hit a great chip, make a 4-footer. Third hole. Kind of standing at the top of a bunker. My ball is like kind of in a bunker, kind of not. And I'm 155 out. Like, whatever. Toe shank it. So it catches in the rough. I have like 80 something, whatever. Hit it, and I go, ooh, I don't know about that. Rode the face up, didn't get to the pin, whatever, 13 yards short, chip it in. We're still even.
Hey.
We're even through 3.
Hey, look at that, huh?
Next hole, nothing, whatever, bogey, easy money. Next hole went fairway green, par. That was, the first one of those, maybe, whatever. Sixth hole, I tee off. And one of the guys goes, because I was asking, I was like, oh, is this the hole? Like, it kind of turns, whatever, like getting my lines back, because I played there last year. He's like, yeah, and it's got the bell, whatever. And I'm like, bell? What kind of feature is a bell? I've never heard of that. Like, I've heard of all types of things. And then I remembered there's a fucking Liberty Bell on the 6th hole. So it's like, because it is a little blind, so you can like ring it.
Oh,
but it's
yeah,
like
yeah,
it's
yeah.
like a Liberty Bell, like it's cemented to the ground.
Yeah.
So it's not in my way, but it's right behind me. So I hit a little bit of a squirrely 6-iron. It was going to take a pretty good shot to get there anyway, whatever. So it kind of rolls in the bunker. And one of the guys asked me, he's like, oh, you didn't want to take relief? I go, dude, do I get relief? He goes, I don't know. It might have been worth playing 2. I go, dude, I don't know. I didn't think it was an issue. Whatever. Like, it's a bell. I don't know. Whatever.
Yeah.
So I'm in the bunker, maybe 10-yard bunker shot. Hit it up. Make that birdie. Moving on. So fuck the bell.
Yeah.
I don't need your bitch ass bell. Next hole's a par 3, par that. And then I 3-putt bogeyed the next 2. So 2 over through the front 9. So, and I do have 2 chip ins at this time. So I had the chip in for par and I had the chip in for out of the bunker for birdie.
No big deal.
10th hole, hit a ball. It looks okay. Then I see it bounce because I can see now. And it bounces towards a tree. There's one tree out there. Bounces right towards it. The ball is under the tree. So it's a big evergreen. So I have to go into the tree. I am in the tree, engulfed by the tree.
I am one with the tree.
I putt a 4-iron, almost hit one of the guys. I have 42 yards to the pin. Well, I hold that out too for birdie. So
you caught
10 holes, and I have through 10. I got 3 hole outs.
What a dick.
And that's 1 under. So the next hole, a little shitty drive, hit it up there, and I'm short. So now I could putt it, I could chip it. It's right in between. I have 3 chip ins. I go, man, let me chip it. Leave it 15 feet short. I go, fuck. That was not worth it. Bury the 15-footer. Moving on. Par. Next hole, hit the green. Good. Next hole, get up and down out of a bunker. Good. Next hole. Plays, what does this play? 433. Par 4. So I hit a cut at the bunker. Only problem is it doesn't cut. I'm in the bunker. 200 to the pin. Hit an 8-iron out. I got like 80 yards. Wind's at me. So wind's blowing at me. I go 80 yards. Let me just kind of drive this in there. And the ball just doesn't really seem to stop as I'm hitting towards the ocean. And
it's good, right?
I'm like, what the fuck? I feel the next breeze. It's at my back. So the wind that was at me flipped on me. Ball soars. It's over the green. But no one really said anything, so I thought it was still up. Yeah, and so I get up there. The ball's up. So I'm looking at it like, wow, I can chip this in too, because I just chip everything in now.
Because that's what I do.
Practice swing 1, practice swing 2, step over the ball. In my backswing, I hit a blue environmental stake.
Sick.
Skull the ball through the green. Down, whatever. Got to chip it back up. 2 putts, triple. Walking off. It's like, oh, I figured you would have moved that stake. I go, Steve, I didn't even fucking know the stake was there. I go, like, all I was thinking about was chipping that ball in. Yeah. Because, like, whatever. I go, I had no clue it was behind me. Because normally I would. You pull it out, throw it on the ground, you chip, fucking throw it back in, like, easy.
Right.
No idea. So I triple that hole. I'm back to 2 over on the day, I think. Yes. Back to 2 over on the day. Next hole, hit the green par. So I'm walking off 16, and I had been listening to a podcast where the guy was talking about goal setting in golf, whatever. And I kind of remembered it at this point where he's like, a lot of people come to me and their goal for golf is I want to win the club championship. And he's like, it's a terrible goal. He goes, it's awful. He goes, you can't control that. You cannot control how other people play. You can't control weather. You can't control bounces, luck. You can't control any of that.
Right.
They go, instead, you look and you go, all right, well, if I shoot 275s, that'll probably win the club championship. So you need to get your scoring average to 75. Like, that's how you set a fucking goal to win the club championship without it being like that. And I was talking to James the day before, and I was like, I think my best tour round was either a 77 or a 78. I'm like, so I got to beat that before I even worry about like winning an event. So at this point, and I'm sorry, I wasn't 2 over, I was 4 over. So I knew I'm 4 over going into 16, and I'm like, all right, I can get away with bogey. That'll still be my best tour rounds, but let's try to make something happen. So, of course, I drive it behind a giant rock outcropping.
Because why not?
Yeah. Wedge it out, wedge on, 2 putts 5, no problem. Bogey, get out of there. Hit the fairway on 18, like 153 out. It's an 8-iron. That's it. Fucking hit it way off the toe, 29 yards short. I'm looking at it like, ooh, this looks like a little long for chip in range. 12 feet short, 2 putts, whatever. So I end up at 76 and coming off the course, and I'm like, and I knew one of the guys because I play with him all the time. He's like, couple. I'm like, dude, I don't care. I go, that's my best tour round. He goes, oh, really? And I'm like, I fucking hate all of you people. It's like when I shot 3 under with you guys in New York. I go, dude, I just shot 3 under, and you guys were like, oh, cool, man. I'm like, the fuck? That's all I fucking get? So I'm like, yeah, no, it's my best tour round. He goes, oh, really? It's like, yes, I know I probably should have shot a better one by now. I get it, but I fucking haven't, okay? No, I haven't. Because at Picasset, when I would have fucking won, I blew a ball OB, blew the provisional into another fucking fairway, hit that way over the green. I think putted it off the front and fucking 3-putted. I made fucking quad on 18. Like, yes, I should have done it there too. I get it. Thanks, Steve. So we're coming off, and it's an hour back from Westport to the gym. So I'm like, yeah, let me see. Cause I knew a guy behind me. I'm like, he could easily shoot 70, 72. Like, if I can beat him, then, cause I beat the other guys in my group. So I'm like, if I can beat him, like, dude, there's not that many people left.
Yeah.
But they're like way behind. I go, you know what? Fuck it. Because there's someone like in the middle of the pack. So I drive back to work where I can check scoring. 55 minutes later, we got a winner. So won my first event 1 by 1.
Let's fucking go.
The bogey finish didn't kill me, nor did the 2-3 putts to finish 8 and 9. 8 and 9 and 17, 18, which it's the same hole. It's the same hole as the 19. I'm sorry, it's a 9-hole course. Yeah, nice showing on those, you fucking loser. But it doesn't matter because it's still a win and it's still the same score, or it's still the same, everything, same results all around, whether it was 70 fucking 1 or 76, because it just needed to beat 77.
Yeah.
Which we did. So
fuck yeah. Do you get anything?
So I won. So I win. Because obviously I got to pay to play the event, right?
Right.
So I get money against that to offset that. I did win a skin on that hole out because that was the hardest hole in the golf course from the bunker. Sorry, I didn't specify which hole out because I had 3 through 10. Yeah, the hole out from the bunker was a skin. So my day was free. And if I didn't play like complete shit all year in events, that probably would have got me enough points to get into the invitational. But when you shoot 85, you don't get any points. And may God have mercy on your soul. So I don't think it's enough for the Invitational. And then there's a Tournament of Champions this weekend, but it's not what you think it is. Like, it's not just winners. It's everybody, but the winners play a separate thing. And Tee Times came out for it today, so I'd be asking a favor. I'm like, I'm not doing this to go play Old Scotty. Like, I'm not. I'm all right.
Yeah.
Like, I won today, but I ain't winning there. So
yeah. Huh.
That's where we're at.
All right.
I might get a shirt. I don't know.
Well, that's pretty cool. I got a t-shirt.
I think it's a golf shirt that I would never wear.
Wow.
I'll fucking frame it.
Yeah.
I'll frame it and put it up in the gym with my All-American Frisbee jersey.
Yeah, there you go.
2-time All-American.
2 times. That's right. All right. So my final thought. Is Jones frozen?
Looks frozen.
He looks frozen. Jones, you might be frozen. I don't know if you can hear us. But yep, we lost him. We lost him. So my final thought, I'll try and keep it relatively quick here. So in the town of North Attleboro, we just got notice today that there is a boil water advisory.
Shit, you got E. coli too?
Yeah.
Mansfield had it.
I saw that the other Mansfield just stopped their boil water order. What, like last Friday, I think, or something like that. Because I still follow the town of Mansfield on Twitter from when we lived there, and I saw that they had that, and now it's in North Attleboro and Plainville.
Sick.
So both Plainville and North Attleboro both have boil water orders because of E. coli and all this shit. So obviously, right, I'm not going to fucking boil water. I'm not going to sit here and boil a fucking pot of water just to let it cool, just so I can fucking drink it. So we go out to the store, Amy and I, and well, first Amy went to, where'd she go? Target in North Attleboro, and the water section,
gone.
Totally empty. Looks like the fucking toilet paper section in April of 2020. Just completely empty. Like, you wouldn't even know that there was any water there. So then I'm like, fuck. Like, there's going to be nothing anywhere, because I guarantee so for anyone that doesn't know geography, or you're not from around here, North Attleboro and Plainville border each other. They're bordering towns. So I'm thinking in my head, like, I'm going to have to go to like fucking Sharon or like Easton in order to get water, because like everyone from North Attleboro is going to go to, right, like Attleboro, fucking, whether they go to Plainville or Mansfield, or people in Plainville are going to go to Mansfield and Foxborough and all these things. So I'm like, I'm going to have to go far away to find water, because every fucking Tom, Dick, and Harry is going to be out buying all of the water now. And then I think, wait a second, where's the one place that's restricted by membership and also sells things in bulk? And I go, BJ's. I got a BJ's membership, and let's fucking try there. Well, wouldn't you know, lo and behold, BJ's has tons of fucking water. And their cases of water are like 45 bottles in a case. So we bought 3 cases. And I have no idea what the deal is going to be. Hey, Jones is back.
Oh, hello.
Mello's got poop water in North Attleboro.
Yeah, we got E. coli in the water. Yep.
Let's go.
So we got to boil the water, which like I said, I'm not doing. So while I'm at BJ's, I buy a giant bag of ice. And
oh shit, they got ice?
Yeah, they got ice. Yeah, we should have went to BJ's. And dump that into my ice maker, turn my ice maker off, fucking clear the whole shit out. And I do all this all the while knowing that we leave for Hawaii tomorrow, right? And we're gone for 8 days, 9 days, whatever the fuck it ends up being. And we're going to come back and the boil water order is probably going to be done. Right. So I just went through the whole hassle of getting all this water and buying ice and doing this and dumping all the ice that was in my freezer in the ice maker, getting this whole thing ready, getting it all set up. Because we need water for the dog, right? While we're away in Hawaii, like the dog still needs to drink water. So we can't give her E. coli water. So she's got to have her own water. But still, like, I'm thinking this, like, I'm going to get back and they're going to be like, oh, yep, all set. Cool. Thanks. And now I'm going to have 75 bottles of fucking water and not know what to do with them outside of drink them.
I was going to say, I have a recommendation.
Yeah.
You could drink them.
Yeah, I could just drink them.
That's what I would do.
Yeah. But what a fucking
do you think the water will go bad by the time you get back?
Yeah, probably. It'll probably expire.
Yeah. Be careful of that.
But like, what a fucking hassle, right? Like, what kind of bullshit is this?
Well, I don't know. Do you want E. coli in the water?
No.
Do they want you showering and shit or what?
They didn't say anything about the shower.
I think it might be one of those just like don't get it in your eyes and shit.
Yeah, there's no
like when you get in the shower, don't decide like to just open your eyes and just go stare at the fucking shower head.
Yeah.
I think other than that, it's fine. I don't know.
Yeah, and then the brushing your teeth. They don't want you to brush your teeth with the water. So I gotta throw some water bottles in the fucking bathroom.
Well, I mean, there's fluoride in the water, so you should be fine.
Yeah. There's fluoride in the water. It's making us fucking compliant.
I can get Brandon down here and give you some like tidbits on that.
Yeah. How to be compliant?
No, with the fluoride and E. coli in the water. You probably just can't out.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. It's probably the same shit, right? But I mean, I guess this is what happens when you are on municipal water supply, because literally all it takes is like a fucking deer like walking by and like shitting next to the reservoir, and then you have E. coli in the water.
This never would have happened at the Quabbin.
Yeah, that's the MWRA. So it's like a little bit of a give and take, right? If you want to be on MWRA, you're going to have shit water. Well, not literally shit water, because I have literally shit water right now, but you're going to have poor quality water and you're going to pay out of the fucking ass for it. Or you can have municipal water, but you run the risk of, like I said, a deer walking by and fucking shitting or pissing near the reservoir that leads to an E. coli outbreak.
Well, I mean, people still do forget that the Quabbin was built on 6 towns, that they still have like buildings.
The buildings are still underneath there. Yeah.
There's still dead people still in the Quabbin. So,
yep.
Probably.
Yeah, but the MWRA water is safe. It's totally safe. They treat it with fluoride.
Yeah.
And chlorine. I think they actually do put chlorine like to treat it.
Probably, dude.
Yeah.
I mean, there's probably a few beer cans that me and Pat left.
Just toss them in the fucking Quabbin.
Yeah.
Why not? All right. Well, that's it. That's going to do it for us. It's going to do it for us for like 2 weeks before we record again until I get back from Hawaii. But thank you for watching. If you're on YouTube, again, thumbs up, like, rate, review, subscribe, tell everybody you know about the show. Same thing if you're an audio only guy. Also 5 stars on iTunes and Spotify if you use those to listen, which the majority of people do. Tell everybody you know about the show. You can get us on Instagram at Sarcasm Speaks Pod. Twitter is Sarcasm_speaks. Facebook page is Sarcasm Speaks. The website, sarcasmspeaks.com. Go to the merch store, buy some merch. You can see the coaster that Jones is currently holding up there. You can get our logo on quite literally anything. I think I just got an email from Redbubble that now they do bucket hats. So if you want a bucket hat with the Sarcasm Speaks logo on it, you can get that now from our merch store. What else we got? GrillYourAssOff.com. Big shout out to them. Use the promo code SarcasmPod. They bumped it back to 15%. You will now, again, they're all over the place, right? They're playing with our emotions here at GrillYourAssOff.com. But I just got the official word. If you go to GrillYourAssOff.com and you use the promo code SarcasmPod when you check out, you will save 15% off your entire order again. I don't know what's going on. Maybe the summer wasn't so awesome. I have no idea. Summer seems like it's a great time to buy seasonings, but I love Grill Your Ass Off. I use them all the time. Use that promo code now and you'll save 15% off your entire order every single time you check out. I think that is it. So until next time, good night, everybody.